Obviously, the key today was Jack Fischer. Those middle innings that we talk about all the time being so crucial. At one point, he retired 10 in a row in the middle of the game. He had, 4 pitches working, was pitching on both sides of the plate, and threw a ton of ground balls, and our defense came up big for us. And then offensively, 6 of our runs were scored with 2 outs, 2 on wild pitches, and we had big hits. Grant Shambley, obviously, with a huge at bat off the bench, got down in the count early, battled back, got it back even in the count, and put a great swing on a breaking ball and got us to the point where we had some breathing room, which was huge.
Talk about that decision. Most coaches don't pinch hit in the 3rd inning of the Postgame.
Well, it's a tight game, and Grant's a great defensive left fielder too. So a situation where putting him in the game, and he handles right-handers well. His numbers are good against right-handers too. So their bullpen, Orwig is in their bullpen. So I figured if it wasn't Thomas, it was going to be Orwig later in the game. So I just felt good about Grant in that situation. I just felt like it was a big at bat, and I even contemplated Jack Carey for Charlie Morgan earlier in the inning, but with just a man on first, decided against that.
Grant, what do you think when you get the call in the 3rd inning in a big situation?
I kind of like doing that. You don't really have time to overthink it when you come off the bench like that, and I kind of enjoy that role, and it's been pretty fun this year being able to do that. So it's a lot less pressure, I think, than thinking about your battle inning.
Tom, not to imply that your team was scared of anybody, but what do you think the mindset was when he announced last night he was going to go to Rodin, and then he changed his mind, goes to the other guy?
Well, I was happy. I don't know how our team felt, but I for one, was thrilled. Quite honestly. Not that Anthony Zamzis, he's very talented. In fact, he threw the ball really well against us early in the year, and I've seen him pitch on television. So it's not like we felt like we had a walkover with him by any sense. But anytime you can miss the pitcher of the year in the league, you've got to feel a little good about that.
Grant, same question to you. How did that affect you? Think this approach?
Yeah, well, I heard right when we came over here that he wasn't going to pitch, and like Coach just said, he's one of the best guys in the league. So any chance you don't have to face him is a pretty good day. But I thought Sam's just threw well, and he's another great pitcher. So we still have to play well.
Coach, could you expound upon what makes Jack so effective today? And was it what you saw in his secondary stuff, and was it life on the fastball too?
Yeah, it's his sinker. That's his go-to pitch. You see we had at least 14 ground ball outs in this game, and when we play defense behind Fish, he's very, very good. But the thing that's best about Jack is he's such a good athlete that he makes adjustments pitch to pitch, and that's something that you just can't teach.
Jack, I'm sorry. Please. You weren't a weekend starter until recently. Your first couple of starts this year, you got hammered. How do you go from that to where you are now?
Well, it was a fun transition. I worked out of the bullpen, long relief, late innings, and kind of came in high pressure situations. Got kind of acclimated to coming in and with runners on base and working out of it. So in innings where I let up a leadoff double or a single or walk a guy, it's kind of second nature to work with runners on base and just try to locate and let my defense work behind me.
Jack, you get up leadoff homer, obviously. 2 guys on in the second. 3 guys got on in the third, and that's when you found your rhythm there in the 3rd inning. What happened along the way?
Well, you know what? I stopped overthrowing. I kind of let my movement work for me, let my defense work behind me. I got a better feel for all 4 of my pitches. I try to get ahead and let the batters get themselves out. And, Pat Blair, Mark Ryan, Connor, Grant made a great play in the outfield. Just try to keep my team in the game, and we scored more runs than they did.
Tom, do you think this might clinch it? NCAA? What do you think? What's your thoughts there?
I think that we belong in the NCAA tournament. Yes, I do. I think this win got us there. I think without this win, I wouldn't have slept real well the night before. I probably would have been on the outside looking in without this one.
Have you sat down and figured out the tiebreaker scenarios?
Well, we've got to control what we can control.
You've got home tomorrow. You better feel pretty good about getting him out.
Yeah, we've got Brian Holmes, against Eric Whaley, who's very talented as well. So there's no easy arms in this league. I mean, it's one guy after another. Same matchup we had 2 Sundays ago. But anytime Holmesy takes the mound, we feel good about our chances. We've got a rested bullpen. Fish went 7 or 8 plus. Timmy Cooney went 7 plus. So our bullpen's fresh and ready to go. So we certainly like where we are.
Any more questions?